I don't want a crib in LA. I'm a dirty ass Far Rock nigga. I want to build my mansion right in the middle of the ghetto. So every morning when I wake up and hop up out my bed, I look down and see Power. I know where the fuck I came.
What's good, y'all? What's the Numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe and What's the Numbers I provided. Today we back with another profile piece. This one is on Chink's drugs. In this video we're going to take a look at his early years growing up in Queens, New York. Then we will speak about Chink's involvement with the legendary Rockaway Riot Squad alongside Stack Bundles, Bino, and Call 2 G's. After that, we will focus on Chink's time spent in prison, where a lot would change for him before coming home and becoming a member of French Montana's Coke Boys. And lastly, we will highlight Chink's solo career that was starting to take off before looking at the details surrounding the shooting that would end up taking his life. Lionel Pickens, better known as Chink's drugs, is from the Edgemere Projects in Far Rockaway, Queens. Growing up there was rough, and Chink's would catch a few charges as a youth and spend some time in DFY. Once released, he would relocate to Amityville, Long Island, before returning back to Far Rockaway a few years later. By then, Chink's was already messing around with the music and was in the early stages of becoming a rapper. Next, he would link up with some other Far Rockaway rappers like Stack Bundles, Bino, and Call 2 G's. Together the group would form the Rockaway Riot Squad around 2003. They would hit the mixtape and DVD scene hard as they began working on creating a buzz for themselves. Stack Bundles would be the early standout of the group for his aggressive flow and witty punchlines. After releasing some music as a group and seeing the notoriety start to rise in New York City, Chink's would end up catching a new case in early 2005 and was sentenced to nearly 5 years in state prison. During this time, Stack Bundles would go on to work with DJ Clue and then Jim Jones's Bird Gang. Stack would keep Chink's name alive by shouting him out in songs and interviews with the slogan "Free Drugs." Chink's couldn't wait to finish serving his time so he could rejoin Stack and Bino, who by this time were benefiting off Stack's buzz and making major moves in the industry. Stack was riding high off the success of Ballin', which was Jim Jones' biggest hit. It was rumored that Stack contributed some bars or the hook on that track. So with everybody checking for Stack, it looked like a major deal was on the way, and Chink's would come home and be put right in position to continue pursuing his music career. But sadly, in June of 2007, Stack would be killed in the lobby of his building after returning to the projects after a night of partying in New York City. And just like that, Chink's lost a childhood friend and a lot of the connections he had in the industry. In late 2008, Chink's would be released from prison and linked right back up with Rockaway Riot Squad member and childhood friend Bino. But now, Bino was getting ready to turn himself in to do some jail time, and it was starting to feel like as a collective, they could never catch a break. Chink's, who knew former Bird Gang rapper Max B through Stack, would end up linking back up with Max, hoping to create some music and building his buzz up some more, as Max was the hottest thing in the streets at the time. But unfortunately, once again, things just wouldn't go right, as now Max B, who was out on bail for a murder charge, would end up losing trial and be sentenced to 75 years in prison. At that point, Chink's was basically all alone in the music game with just him and his immediate circle to grind. He wouldn't give up though. Instead, he dropped his Hurry Up and Die mixtape series, started shooting some videos, along with getting interviews with different media outlets online. From there, his relationship with French Montana would start to grow. They had met while both were around Max B, and when Max went to jail, they just stood in contact with plans of working on music together in the future. And that's exactly what they did when in 2011, French and Chink's along with some other rappers started the Coke Boys. From that point, the mixtape started coming out back to back, and by the time Coke Boys 3 came out, the streets were ready for another Chink's Drug solo mixtape. Chink's, feeling his buzz getting bigger and bigger, would release Cocaine Riot 2 in July 2012, which featured the song I'm a Coke Boy on it. The song would blow up locally and start to spread. Chink's finally had himself a club banger that he could hit the road and perform night after night. From there, it was just more promotion, more shows, and more mixtapes to widen his fan base and continue on the journey to take his career to the next level, all with the hopes of eventually dropping a major label-backed debut album. In February 2014, Chink's dropped a video for Feelings. The song was becoming one of his biggest records, and once the visual came out for the record, it really took it to the next level. After a few more mixtapes, Chink's finally had that energy and mainstream buzz behind him to announce that he would finally be dropping his debut album titled Welcome to JFK in June of 2015. The album would come out and get met with good reviews, but sadly, Chink's wasn't even here to receive them, because on the morning of May 17th, just about 2 weeks before his album was set to drop, Chink's would be shot and killed while he drove him and a friend down Queens Boulevard in his Porsche Panamera. Once again, just like his Far Rockaway rhyme partner before him, Stack Bundles, Chinks would be gunned down in Queens right when it looked like he was destined for bigger things in the music industry. For the first couple of years, the case was quiet, with not too much information coming out. Then in December of 2017, 2 men were arrested for Chinks' murder, and finally, some light was shined on the reason behind the slaying. The 2 men arrested were Quincy Hombre and Jamal Hill, both from Long Island, and according to detectives, Quincy, who allegedly was a shooter, had a grudge with Chinks dating back to 2009 when they fought each other on Rikers Island. The two wouldn't see each other till years later at a French Montana and Chinks drug show in Philadelphia. There, Chinks and Quincy were involved in another altercation, this time verbal, which ended in Quincy being blacklisted from the event. That's when Quincy, still upset about the fight on Rikers and now the argument at the concert, allegedly decided to seek out some revenge on Chinks. Less than 1 month later, Quincy and his friend Jamal Hill learned that Chinks would be performing at the Red Wolf Lounge in Brooklyn, thanks to a flyer that Chinks shared to his Instagram account to promote the event. The two followed Chinks after the show to a hookah bar and continued to tail him as he drove down Queens Boulevard. When Chinks pulled up to a red light at 84 Drive around 4 a.m., Quincy allegedly fired a 9mm handgun into the rapper's Porsche, striking and killing him, and wounding his friend, Coke Boy affiliate, Yemen Cheese. Quincy and Jamal are currently in jail serving time for unrelated charges, while the world waits for the outcome in the Chinks murder case. But yo, it's What's the Numbers TV. This is a quick profile piece on Chinks drugs, real name Lionel Pickens. As you know, Coke Boys, before the Coke Boys, Rockaway Riot Squad. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this thing, been around for a long time. Chinks was getting better. And actually, Chinks' album was alright. Like the one he dropped, Welcome to JFK, the album was alright. Had some good songs in there. Like if he was allowed to promote it, and you know what I'm saying, go on the promo run and go to different states and radio shows and things like that, probably would have did that. I mean, he probably would have had another album and another album, you know what I'm saying? So definitely rest in peace to Chinks. You know what I'm saying? They got the 2 people that supposedly did that killed Chinks. So we got to see what happens in court if they get found guilty or not guilty, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's sad that him and Stat both got killed. They both were Far Rockaway. They both started in the group together. They both got killed right before they was blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bino, the one who was actually taking the back seat to make sure that his dudes were shining. Even though some people be like, oh, they was better than Bino. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people be better than people still don't want to take the back seat. You know what I'm saying? He took the back seat twice to both his men, Stack and Chinks. And for it to get cut short before they could really blow up to where they want to blow up to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bino for just riding with that. That's really riding with somebody through to thicker to the wheels fall off. You understand what I'm saying? He like, I'm riding. It don't matter if we make it, because he didn't make neither one of them that they blow up to where they're supposed to blow up. But he stood by both his dogs, man. So shout out to Bino and rest in peace to Stacks and Chinks. Now, like I said, man, it's What's the Numbers TV. It's your boy Paul Rowe. This is a quick profile piece on Chinks drugs. Go follow the Instagram. And it's What's the Numbers TV. Be back before you know it. We out of here. Peace.